grades, personality, and charisma. It is not about looks.
It's really not about looks or
It's really not about looks. It's really not about looks. And I've never picked a friend because of the way they look. And there's a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of noise with rush talk, and there's a lot of ooh, you have to be skinny, blonde, and pretty. But if you boil boil it down, it's really about girls or young women trying to find genuine friends. And so the fact that somebody's skinny and blonde and wears pink doesn't factor into friendships. And if it does, then those are the wrong friendships.
what is a secret score?
So there is a score that you get as a PNM before you ever step on campus, and that is your grades, your video, your resume, your all the things that you submit, your rush materials and or connections. It's going into rush knowing that you have a score and that you can only add or subtract in a very low margin from that is important.
How hard is it to get into one?
The resumes that I see come across my desk now are insane. I mean, I went to Georgia with a 2.6 GPA. Like, no. Now you can't get into these schools. I'm using Georgia as an example with less than a 4.0. So how do you set yourself apart in Rush and beyond? So you have to intentionally prepare for the process, just like you intentionally prepared to apply to college or do anything. It's just everything's ramped up now.
Do you think it's too competitive, right? Do you think, has this gotten to the point where this is too much for these young women? Or is it no, this is the real world and you got to get ready for it?
I feel like there is so much pressure on these kids today, regardless. Yes, I think it's a lot. But it is a finite amount of time. And assuming that you end with a result that you can live with, then that's okay. But I feel like everything is so ramped up for these kids. And I mean, the things that they are doing to get into college are just insane to me. I mean, great, but like insane. Like, I mean, I was like ripping cigs behind the gym in high school, you know? They're so much than better and more involved and more philanthropic and all these things. So it's really hard to set yourself apart in anything, including Rush.
Do you then have young women who will come to you just in a state of mental distress about this?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Lots of mental distress. A lot of parental mental distress. There's a lot. We get a fair number of clients, I'd say maybe 40% after the fact, when they're like, wait, I thought I was just going to show up, go through Rush, and it was going to work out, and they get blindsided.
How do some women react from that?
Many of them transfer schools. Many of them go home. I mean, there's nobody that gets through it unscathed, excuse me, in that situation. And the reactions are different, but they're almost always more than you would have expected before. And the parents are also often blindsided.
One of the big questions that we got is about Rush Talk. Like, what is your overall thoughts about it? Like, when you first started kind of seeing that stuff appear, what did you think?
I think it's a fun thing to watch. I do think it can be dangerous for someone to see someone saying, oh, my David Yurman bracelet, my Hermes bracelet. You don't need to have brands to be successful in Rush. And I feel like, especially for people who might not have the budget or the money for that, I think it can be really daunting and it can be really a bad thing. So I think understanding what Rush Talk is, which is very entertaining, cool, whatever, but also understanding that really the only thing you need to have is charisma and grades and confidence.